Hey everybody, Tim here with tonight's episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 3, Episode 22, The Most Toys. So at first, when I started watching this one, I was like, this is just a dumb episode. Like, I wasn't really feeling it. But as it continued, I was getting more into it. And then by the end, I was like, this is great. Like, this is a really good episode. So it starts out with the Enterprise just doing what it's thing. It's doing some trading, some exploring. And then as Data and Geordi beam back, there appears to be like an explosion. And they think that Data dies, which this isn't the first time. You go back a couple of episodes even to Tin Man, and they think Data dies. And there's been other episodes further, like in seasons 1 and 2, where Data's appeared to have died. So I don't know if that's a reoccurring thing all the way up to Nemesis or what, but once again, Data does not die. And so we get to that point, and as it turns out, this alien is a collector of rare antiques. And he just has this giant room of stuff that he's collected. Even he has like a baseball card from like the 60s or something. And it's kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure this is kind of a reoccurring theme as well. Like, it's almost reminiscent of The Cage, where the aliens kidnapped Pike and like put him in their zoo, their menagerie. And I'm pretty sure in Voyager we encounter an episode or something about a race that kidnaps humans because they've never seen them before. But overall, like, the episode's just kind of funny, because at one point, he's like, Data, you can have whatever you want. And Data's like, I'd like to leave. And he's like, well, besides that. It's just kind of an interesting episode. After Data's supposed death, Worf is once again temporarily promoted to the ops manager or whatever. Which is now the second time, and Troy talks to Worf about this, about how he's feeling emotional, or how he would be feeling about it emotionally. Of course, Worf in Klingon fashion is like, it is what it is, because after Tasha died, he was temporarily chief of security, and then when season 2 started, he was chief of security. And so after Data dies, he's put in the ops position, like right there next to the helmsman. And that's where Data is stationed. So I'm assuming if Data had died, that would be Worf's new command, which I think is pretty interesting. But luckily Data comes back, so we don't have to really deal with it. All of this kind of snowballs. It's really funny, but it gets more and more serious as you get to the final scene where Data's holding a phaser at the collector, and the collector's like, go ahead. You're not allowed to shoot me, so what are you going to do? And Data says, I can't let this continue. And right at that second, he's beamed out. Now, at first, this kind of seemed like a cop-out type of ending, because would Data have shot him or not? And Chief O'Brien, when he's teleporting, says, like, Data has a weapon, and it's in the process of discharging. And when Riker confronts Data about it, Data's just like, oh, I don't know, something must have happened. So now we're like, well, did the transporter initiate the discharge? Because it said that this type of phaser is not very reliable. Or was Data prepared to actually kill this guy to stop this continuous chain of stealing, kidnapping, enslaving, all for this perfect collection? So it really starts to bring some of Data's programming, some of his evolution to the front. I kind of like to think that Data was prepared to go that extra step. Like, it was the logical step to stop this continuation of the collector stealing things. But I don't know. We'll never actually know. If you guys have seen this episode, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Data had gotten to that point? He had just finally been pushed that far that he was ready to do it? Or do you think that it was an accident, that the transporter accidentally initiated the discharge, and he was telling the truth, that he doesn't know what happened? Go ahead and let me know what you think about Data's evolution in the comments below. I appreciate you guys for everything, and I will see you guys next time for Sarek.